Alright, so I went and picked up this from my buddy Dean, the upholstery guy. Turned out real nice. This is the original foam. It was in decent enough condition. Nice sewing foam there. This is all Islander fabric or vinyl. He went ahead and made me a bunch of this nice piping here. The 390 guys know where this goes. It follows this edge up and around this shelf here on the backrest of the seat. Pretty exciting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit here and sand away, clean up all this wood and get it ready to coat it with penetrating epoxy.
Ready?
Oh yeah.
Get this.
There you go.
Yeah, that's perfect. Now you just pound that in. Well, this one I'm a little bit nervous about, but that was the mark right there, right?
Yep. This is the curved area.
Which is very easy, just like I thought it would. Okay. And then we just have the two, right? That was it right there?
Yep.
Alright. That's it.
So I use Total Boat penetrating epoxy. It's a 2-to-1 formula. It's a nice penetrating epoxy. It really seals in any of the wood projects I do. It makes it completely waterproof. Probably so much so that these parts are going to outlast the boat easily. Here we are after one coat. Just going to do one coat.
Yeah.
Nice light coat here. Doesn't need to be too much. This is way overboard. They'll crush the boat and it'll still be solid as a rock. But
Looks good.
did one of Captain Bill's pieces there for his back seat. Had a little extra left over. What do you think, Captain Bill?
I think it looks great.
Alright, now that I've got the other pieces drying, got one under our belt, we're going to go ahead and start tackling this other one. We left this one together just in case we encountered something we didn't quite understand, so we could reference this. As you can see, it's pretty rotted out though. So, while those guys are over there drying, I'll carefully pull this apart, drop off that skin to my upholstery guy, and start making some progress on this one. I got most of the teak stripped off. I've been taking it home and sanding it down and varnishing it. Anything that can come off I've been doing. I got all the trim off the door and around the door. That's pretty much it for things I can remove. Everything else is going to have to get done on the boat. Here's a pile of some more stuff that's going home with me today. I've been sanding it down with 120 on the orbital, then sanding with the grain, 220, and then 400. Probably more than I need to do, but the extra bit of care usually produces a better job in the end. I've been using Epiphanes, the stuff they recommend for teak, the gloss. 5 coats, and after the 5th coat, I give it an extra day or 2 to dry, and then I will sand it in line with the grain with 400 again, and then apply the last coat. And it's been coming out pretty nice. Alright, so we're down to the wire here. This thing's almost done. This is the port seatback that faces aft. Here's what was left of it. So it was actually so rotted out there wasn't much to work with there. So I came up with this here. So now we're going to go do a final fitting on the boat because we're not sure what this lip is here. The other side did not have that. It might be a standoff to keep this away from the fiberglass it mounts up against for some odd reason. So we're going to go check that out and see what's what. Alright, well, we just got back from the boat. And turns out there is a little bit of a gap here. Looking at this forensically, there's witness marks from there being a gap, which is kind of weird, but not at all how the other side was assembled. That 1/4-inch spacer isn't terribly necessary. If you look at this, you can see this line here is the witness line from where the original piece ended. So, not as confident about this side as I was the other side, but This is it. This is the cold weather formula because it's 48, which is about as warm as we're going to get this garage tonight. It's about 35 out, which is probably the warmest it's been in a while. So I'm going to rearrange things here and get ready to start coating. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to take this to the upholstery guy, and he's going to finish up the installation of the foam and this seat skin that he did for me. I don't even know why I went and picked it up from him. I could have just left it with him. Applying some epoxy here. Cold weather formula total boat penetrating epoxy. The boat's gonna go to the scrapyard and get crushed before this ever comes apart. Covered cockpit trim panel. Getting a coat of penetrating epoxy. Alright, we're washing the canvas in these gigantic washing machines. What are you doing? Oh. Taking the door off because it was expensive. We were going to save it.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were like trying to.
Legitimately warm.
It is. Like, they just kind of tucked it in there.
Yeah, they're not. I don't know.
Today is unwrapping day. Alex and Matthew unwrapping the 390. Unwrap day. Breathe this fresh air. Ooh.
They're a boater, they're jealous if they're driving by. So things are happening today. We've got the Garmin completely installed. It's the 74 SV. It's a new model. Anybody that has a 390 C-Ray understands the complications of installing things here in this upper area, because it's actually two separate areas. It's solid down there, solid here. You can access all this stuff down here from the kitchen, from the galley, but not so much up there. Here's the Pioneer, the double din. On this side we've got some wiring going on, being done by the TC. kind of a final fitting on this side panel here. Got the cutout there for the outlet. That speaker wasn't there before. Added that speaker. For people that own the 390s, you know that these side panels are held in by those Christmas tree fasteners. What I ended up actually doing differently is I put a captive nut and a screw, machine screw, 1/4 there. So you can reach in there and grab a wing nut. And that holds it really nice and tight against the wall. We're still going to do some Christmas tree fasteners, just not as many. It's a mess today, but what can you do? So here's the back side of these new side panels I made. My buddy TC is drilling the holes for those Christmas tree fasteners. All we did was we found the original holes on the boat, which there's one right there. We found these original holes. We backed the panel away very slightly. Then he held a screw that was the same size as that hole. Or the head of the screw, I should say, was the same size as the hole. And he held it with a pair of strippers. And then we smushed the panel into the screw and left an indentation. So that's what he's doing. He's drilling the holes now for those fasteners. The only problem with the fasteners is it's kind of like a one and done deal. So once we install them, we're going to cover the panel. And then we did verify that they're like close on the other side, and we're going to do the same thing on this side, just so that we don't install the Christmas tree fasteners and then they're not right. But here we are. We're very close now to being able to actually cover these things and reinstall them. You can see the backrest is back from the upholstery guy, and that looks baller. Here they are, almost about to be pushed in. There's one of the Christmas tree fasteners. So we got it almost dead nuts. And those will hold it pretty well, but really the main thing that's going to be holding it is that captive nut and screw that I have here with I'm going to be putting a washer and a wing nut on the back of that. You reach in from these holes for the speakers, and so it'll be extra held in, a lot more than C-Ray did originally. So it's looking good. Next time you guys see it, these will all be covered. GPS is good. Down here I've got 3 new switches. One of them says radio. Boom. Radio fires up, which is awesome. So that's some of the major things we did this weekend besides uncovering the thing, which was fun. It's like a Christmas Day type situation. And all this canvas got washed at the laundromat. We immediately came and reinstalled it, which was fun because the previous owner took it down before I bought it, so I had no idea how all this went back together. And then I treated it on Saturday, then yesterday was Sunday. Both days I treated it with 303. So she should be nice and waterproof for us now.